Hello, Kingsley, mate. How you doing?
Hey Daniel, good to be. I feel like we've been trying to organize this, schedule this for a while.
They say good things come to those who wait, and this is beyond good for me, Kingsley, being able to talk to you. So you're in Soho now, not Miami, disclaimer. What are you doing here?
I live here.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
I'm from Kentish Town. I needed to get out of my house for these junkets because it's just too much being at home, and you know, I find having your private space broadcast around the world on television junkets is not something that I was that keen on after a while. So I'm just in a sort of hotel workspace just for today because the junkets have been.
To be fair, you do kill it with every Zoom interview you do with your flawless backgrounds. I mean, look how boring that is. No one's enjoying that, are they? Now, I do want to know, with Christmas having just been, did you watch Noelle back?
No, I didn't.
What? Do you not like watching yourself back? 'Cause this is going to be like a yearly tradition now. Your Christmas film is going to be a yearly tradition in your household.
I think I saw it. I saw it once in New York at the screening or the premiere, or whatever it was, and that's probably the last time I'll see it. But I wish, I wish the film much success, and I hope that many. Do you know what's funny? Actually,
Yeah.
I was in Leighton the other day, and I was going for a walk, and this 6 or 7 year old girl, she was going past on one of those scooters that was doing that,
Yeah.
and I was like, "Oh, cool!" And then she got 10 meters behind, and I heard her say to her mum, "Mum, that's the man off Noel." And I thought, wow, she was so young, and we're in the UK, and I think her mum thought, love. But I heard her say it, and I was like, oh my god, yeah, it's. I don't know, it was just a nice. It was just really sweet.
I live quite near Leighton, so if I do see you, I'm doing the exact same thing, and I'm 27, man. So I want you to say I'm equally as cute.
Are you from around there? Are you from East?
So I'm in Walthamstow now. I mean, not that I can go to Leighton, I can't leave the house at the minute, but one day I'll bump into you in the street.
One day.
Now, in the most seamless link in history, from Disney Plus's Noelle to One Night in Miami, taking on this role, I mean, you must have been wary that there was going to be comparisons between your Malcolm and Denzel's Malcolm. So, what was your process behind becoming Malcolm X? Like, did you use Denzel's for inspiration, or was you just like, do not show me a single frame of him? I want to make it my own.
Yeah, I think more towards that. I certainly didn't have time to be thinking about anyone else's performance of Malcolm. And I don't, it never occurred to me that that would be a useful route to follow. And if I was concerned about anything, it wasn't to do with Denzel. It was more to do with, I wondered whether the community would accept Malcolm in this way, in seeing him vulnerable, in seeing him lost, in seeing people seeing their hero, in such a humanized way, or such a not. I don't mean that to sound sort of conceited, like I humanized him so much, but I mean like seeing him vulnerable in that way. I wondered. There were moments where I did wonder, like, God, I wonder if people are going to accept this. But that's where I feel really lucky that I had Regina, because she was really guiding and steering the ship in that way, and she had a really firm set of eyes on the emotional performance. And yeah, we were checking in constantly about the levels of of how far we could go with that vulnerability, and when to pull back, when to do more. Um so yeah, I guess, but the preparation was, I mean, it was a whirlwind. And there was so much. I was sort of juggling a million balls at the same time, just trying to get as connected to the spirit of the man as I could in the time that I had. And yeah, I just wanted to throw. It was one of those opportunities that came. I was like, throw everything I have at this, because it's a big one. It's Regina and it's Malcolm X, and they only come. These ones only come once in a lifetime. So, but it was a tremendous experience, man. It was awesome.
We said that I saw a whole different side to Malcolm. Like I've seen, like obviously Spike's films. It's a whole new side to Malcolm in this. As you mentioned, the vulnerable side. I saw this family man side to him. I even learned that he was just a bit of a joker. He had a bit of a laugh with his mates. I've never seen that in films before. Was there anything you learned about Malcolm X while taking on this role that you just didn't know about him before?
So much, yeah. I mean, just in trying to plotting out the history year by year, I picked up on, you know, a ton of information that was I don't know how much is actually stuck or that I remember, but I guess the stuff that really the gold for me was anything I could find that connected me to his private side, his the Malcolm with his friends, the Malcolm outside of the media. And I found some wonderful conversations with his friend Dick Gregory. And Dick described Malcolm in ways that really blew my mind. He described him as having a really great sense of humor. He described him as being sweet and bashful and someone who smiled a lot, someone who loved his children, who was a husband, a father. And he said if Malcolm was here now, hearing us talk about him, he'd be embarrassed. And that was a real, like, that stuff was really special. That was the stuff that I really like held on to a lot. And I also heard that Malcolm said around this time that he felt weak and he felt hollow and that no one knew the torments that he was going through. So all of that stuff to me was like, oh, this is a way into this. This is my way into the character. But that was all the stuff that was all of the most helpful stuff, you know, for me.
Your performance of Malcolm, I could not take my eyes off you. It blew my little mind. And I know as an interviewer, I have to say that to the person I'm talking to. That's what we do. But in this case, I actually mean it, man. You were so good. But your agent originally wanted you to go for Cassius Clay. Now, what happened there? Why did you opt for going for Malcolm?
Well, my agent, brilliant agents I have. And I guess they did that because I'd been cast to play Muhammad Ali in a movie that never got made. So it was smart of them. But there was something very different about the Cassius Clay in this and the Muhammad Ali in the picture that I was going to do. He felt like the more interesting part. But by far, he was the character who I was like, he is the emotional, as far as I was concerned when I read it, he was the emotional center of the piece. And I was just, his point of view was just, I found the most interesting. I felt that he was, the possibilities of like, just the possibilities of creating a different Malcolm were really clear from the first read. I was like, this could be a real treat. I don't know, but then there's something as well that sometimes with characters and scripts, you're just drawn towards things and you don't know why. It's just a feeling, it's just a connection. It's, I don't know. I got actor friends who think that characters choose you. You know, they come and they make themselves known to you. And I don't know if I feel that witchy woo about characters, but I definitely feel like I was definitely just being drawn towards, you know, into Malcolm's orbit in this film. And I said, if anything happens to the actor playing Malcolm, because someone else was the role, I was like, give me a call because I'd love to audition for this. And it happened. Someone dropped out the very last minute. So, you know, it was all kind of mad.
Well, don't get me wrong. Like, you would have killed it as Muhammad Ali, but I'm relieved you didn't, because if you was that ripped talking to me now, I'd have been intimidated. I wouldn't have got any of my questions out, just saying. But you did go through your own like body transformation. You lost a lot of weight for this role. How did you find that?
Miserable. Yeah, simple. It just not, you know, it's just something I just got my head into it and was like, you know, I didn't do it in a particularly healthy way. But that's because I just didn't have the time to, you know, I was just smoking a lot of cigarettes and not eating, you know, because there's a lot of weight. I don't think I've been that light since I was like year 11. So yeah, just stopped eating very much. I'd have a handful of sushi around 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, and then I'd just eat greens. greens and meat at like 10, 11. And then I just fast, do 20-hour fasts.
I don't want to rub it in, but I had a tube of Pringles in the waiting room for this interview.
For the last year, since we wrapped, I've been,
But they do say with an incredible performance and a body transformation, it's just tradition that those two together mean that you're part of the awards conversation now. I mean, how does it feel to be a part of that?
Oh man, it's fucking weird. Sorry, I don't know if I can swear. It's really surreal. And I mean, I honestly feel like I really won, like something special happened. When I rapped on this film, I was like, the experience of just working with Regina and studying Malcolm was the win. Do you know what I mean? So anything else just feels like sugar sprinklings and, and I hope for the movie that it has as much success as possible. And tell you what, though, at Gotham, I was so surprised. I was so surprised. I think it was kind of maybe irresponsible of me to put it so far out of my mind.
Yeah.
When they called my name, I was so drunk, and I had not prepared a speech. I had not prepared anything, so I was really thrown, and I was like, "Oh God, that wasn't a good look." So maybe I should start thinking. I don't know, but then it's nice when it's just a surprise and you don't think about it too much.
Maybe just don't get hammered for the Oscars.
Maybe just don't drink a whole bottle of champagne to yourself.
Wait for after and then drink two.
I got it confused.
If you need advice on alcohol, I'm your guy.
What's your drink of choice?
I'm so basic. I love a JD and Coke. What are you going for?
I've been on the red wine the last year.
That's classier.
Yeah, red wine. I'm not a big wine drinker, but it's just something about. Yeah, I think I was really sort of IPAs, and I was a beer man. Like I like pints and Guinness, but it's sort of changed to red wine.
I think it's a seasonal drink. Like I used to do this like beer delivery thing where every month they gave you like all of these crazy IPAs. My fridge has about 20 odd beers in there. Because in the summer I used to neck them, whereas now in winter you just like you don't fancy IPA, do you?
You got to piss. You got to go to the toilet every 10 minutes.
Yeah. Little did I know I'd be talking about pissing with Kingsley Ben-Adir. There's the headline right here. How often does Kingsley wee? I'm going to rewind there back to the Oscars. I think we're all expecting big things for One Night in Miami come award season. If you could give an Oscar to one person, whether it's actor, whether it's the almighty Regina, who would you love to see walk away with an Oscar?
Yeah, I guess Regina.
Yeah.
Because she'll make history, and I don't know, man. I just feel like her work. I saw the film for the 6th or 7th time last week when it dropped on Amazon, and I really, for the first time, was in full appreciation of like what she achieved in the time that she had, and just her vision and the way she shaped and cut everything together. And I've just got a soft spot for Regina, and she's changed so much for me. So it'd be awesome to see her to walk away, and the editor as well, Tarek. I don't know, everyone. I hope everyone gets. Oh no.
It is a madness that this is Regina's directorial debut as well for a feature film.
Done a lot of TV, yeah, but I think it's our first movie, yeah.
Like I remember my first job, I was crap at it. There was no way I'm getting awards for that. The fact this is her first feature is mad. How would you say she differed from other filmmakers, directors that you've worked with in the past?
I mean, so many ways. It was a completely unique. I'd never worked with anyone who was remotely clued up to emotional performance, her sensitivity around emotional performance. Looking back, I didn't know it 100% at the time because I was just on a mad sort of Malcolm frenzy every day, just I was really staying in it. But looking back, how she managed to like tap into us as we were going along, and how she kind of fed us the right information, and the way she gently kind of massaged our performances and shaped them. really subtle nuances that she allowed us to find by the environment that she created, the space that she gave us, and the energy that she created on set. It was just a calmness, and there was just a real sense of freedom without it being like crazy, woo, everyone having a good time. It was just like fucking, I definitely felt like whatever that space was that she created, whatever that energy was, that was the vibe that was best suited to getting the best out of me. And I've never worked in a way where I felt so free and connected and in flow state and in the spirit, and still kept it enjoyable, but it was intense. I was just so fully immersed and stimulated. And thank God we had her, because she, you put the wrong person in charge of that, and it goes really badly wrong. It goes really badly wrong. Like, it needed someone who understood acting in a profound way. It really did. And no, I don't think anyone knows the process like she does, you know. Or it's hard to know it better than she does, because she does it, and she does it so well. It was pretty special getting to spend that time with her and to work on such an incredible character with that level of understanding of process that Regina has. Yeah, it was different to anyone I've ever worked with.
How does it feel taking on these huge icons that everyone knows about? I mean, you've done Malcolm X, you've also done Obama. I mean, there must have been a point in your mind when taking on Obama, like, he's the president, he might watch this. What happens if he hates it? Like, was you terrified in the back of your mind that Obama might hate you for your performance?
It's on some level, yeah, but I guess that's a kind of insight into the narcissism of acting and actors. But you know, it's also a craft, and it's also something that I've been studying and working on and thinking about every day for the last 12, 13 years. I've sort of been obsessed with films and the great character actors and the great performances and the Dan Day-Lewis's and the Philip Seymour Hoffmans and the Jeffrey Wrights. And so suddenly these two opportunities came to explore character acting for the first time. And you go like, well, you've been asking for this, so you better find a way to get excited about it. And so you find a way to click into the right energy, and you know, there's a process. So there's a method to it. You know, you find out. It was fun, is basically what I'm trying to say. It was a lot of fun, and there's a healthy amount of nerves that you should have, and there is a pressure. I was shitting myself.
That's what I wanted.
I was terrified, but I anytime you feel the terror, you just get put your head straight back into the work.
Watching it freaked me out, because I was like, yeah, I know that's Kingsley on screen, but part of me was like, what happens if that is Obama wearing a Kingsley mask? And he just pulls it up and he's like, actually, it was me, Obama, all the time. It weren't That was my Obama impression, by the way. That explains why you got the gig and I didn't. So I'm just going to have a quick drink.
Please do. I'm going to have a sip as well.
Yeah, treat yourself. We're both pretending it's water, but it's straight vodka, right?
Straight vodka. Yeah, I got straight vodka. Yeah.
Cheers. I think it would be remiss of me not to ask you this. I think the fans would hate me. My girlfriend would definitely make me sleep on the sofa if I didn't ask you this. The OA. Yeah. I mean, people have been petitioning for it. There's been hunger strikes. Are you part of the campaign to see the OA come back?
No, I'm not, because I love being a part of the show. I feel like if I got involved in petitions for all the shows that I've been in that have been cancelled, where I've been, I'd just spend my whole life petitioning. You got to tune out, and that's the gig of an actor, innit? You go from the gypsy life. You go from job to job, and when one door closes, you know, another one's going to open. But it was a special show, and really, like, I think Britt was really onto something. You know, she had the 5 seasons mapped out, and Yeah, it's a shame. Who knows? Maybe it'll come back one day. Maybe it'll be a book. Maybe it will. I don't know. But yeah, I think the people who really connected with that show, really connected with it, and um, yeah, it's just amazing to be involved in something that was so unique. Do you know what I mean? And so special, like so different. That there to sort of exist in its own area. So yeah, but so it goes in it.
You've done Malcolm, you've done Obama. Who would you love to portray next?
So many things, so many different. I'm really looking forward to the next, however long I'm allowed to keep doing this and reading and trying to find out what the next best character is. I don't know though. I don't know. I don't know what's next. I don't know what it is. But when it comes, it will let itself be known. I'm reading a lot of really cool stuff, and so yeah, I'll see. I wish I had an answer.
Don't worry, I'll just dub Superman over what you said. It'll be seamless. Thank you so much for chatting to me. I'm wishing you all of the best come award season for everything One Night in Miami. You deserve it all, mate. It was unbelievable.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate it. Nice talking to you. It's really late, so we've gone into a bit of a like, ooh, everything's gone a bit loopy.
Yeah,
But
mate, I've never done a junket and then just gone straight into bed. I've got my PJs on from the waist down.
yeah, I'm ready. I'm shower, cup of tea, and then
Thank you so much, mate. Have a good one.
nice one, Daniel. You too, yeah. Sleep well,
Cheers,
bro.
mate.